everyone, so today's video I'm going to show you some heel hacks that everyone needs to know, so I really hope you like it, and let's get into it. So the first hack is how to walk in heels, and it can be really difficult, but the best thing to do is to follow the heel to toe rule. So that's by placing your heel on the ground first and then your toes. It's also a good idea to take smaller steps so you have more control over your walk until you can master it. Sitting in heels is another thing which can be a little difficult, so the best way to do this would be to sit like the royal family do, called the Duchess slant. This is where your legs kind of slant off to one side, which looks really elegant and prevents you from swinging on your heels, which could cause them to snap, and also stops your dress from riding up too. Another little hack taken from the royal family is to buy a size bigger. Obviously this can be a little harder to do depending on what shoe style you have, but I find a heel with a strap and the back covered in works best for this. It just helps prevent rubbing and blisters on your feet, allowing you to be able to wear them all day. There are so many different heels and some can be more comfortable than others. Boot heels are great for beginners because they hold your foot in place and give it extra support to the top of your ankle, making them so much more easier to walk in. Platform heels are also really good for beginners because they kind of raise the front of your foot higher, making your foot at less of a downward slant, which can make them so much more comfortable to wear and walk in compared to other heels. I'll link all of the shoes I'm wearing or similar styles for you to check out in the description, so just click show more and they'll all be listed down there, so just click on the link and it'll take you straight to it on its website. Low block heels are another style which are so much more easier to walk in because you're lower to the ground and the block gives you extra support. The thicker your heel is, the more support your foot will have because there's more on the floor, if that makes sense. High block heels are easier to walk in than stilettos because the block gives your foot extra support and makes them more comfortable. I would say these are like the next level up once you've mastered the low block heels. Another good tip would be to pick a heel with some straps on because the straps help to hold your foot and ankle in place, which helps you when it comes to your walk and your stability. I think the next heel to master after that is the stiletto heels with straps. The stilettos are so much more harder to walk in, but by having a strap around the ankle, it just helps your foot stay in place. And finally, the most difficult heel to master is the stiletto heel with no straps. These are so hard to walk in, I think everyone struggles with these, but just take your time and take smaller steps and you should be able to walk in these somewhat comfortably. Scuffing your heels on a hard floor or pavement can really help prevent you from slipping over because it almost adds a little bit of grip to your heels. So when you first buy heels, the sole is usually really smooth, so it's good to add a little bit of texture to them just so you can walk in them without fear of slipping over. I mean, I wouldn't do this with a really expensive heels though, like a pair of Louboutins, because rubbing the red soles off would literally be so upsetting. Sometimes heels can be a little tight, especially around the toe box area, so a good tip is to take your hairdryer and blow dry them. This sounds really strange, but the heat actually helps to stretch them out faster, which means you can wear them in quicker without rubbing or pain. Another hack you can do is to wear an ankle sock and fold it down your foot halfway and then put on your heels and wear them around the house. This just helps stretch out the toe box again and helps them fit more comfortably. You can also put some Vaseline on your toes to help prevent rubbing and blisters, but it's best to do this in closed-toe shoes, otherwise it can make your foot slip out of the shoe, which would not be good. Another hack would be to apply some baby powder to your feet and then slip your heels on. The baby powder just makes it easier for you to put your heels on if they're tight, especially if it's a hot day, but again make sure it's with a closed toe shoe so your foot doesn't slip out. Sinking into the grass is such a problem when you're wearing stilettos, so the best way to prevent this from happening would be to place your toes on the grass first and then your heel, almost like you're on your tiptoes. This just stops your heels from sinking in because you're putting all the pressure on your toes first. But this can be a little difficult, so if all else fails, just pick a block heel because they're so much more easier to walk in on the grass instead. So that is it everyone, I really hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you did, because it would mean so much to me and I'd love to hear what you think and your tips in the comments, so please leave one down below. And yeah, have an amazing day and I'll speak to you all again very, very soon. Bye guys.